Cause I need a phone, what you call that? Ventador in all black, 4G autos, all that. Have posters on my wall, so give me some room. She ain't called back, can't wait to see you crawl back. Gon' dump the bitch, fall back and stack it till it's tall. Bitch, I'm on that.
Speaking of Logan Paul, his impulsive co-host, George Janko, started his own subscription-based club. I guess they're calling it. He's like the third to do it, I'd say, realistically. Logan Paul did it, is doing it. Nelk's doing it, and now George Janko's doing it. George Janko obviously being the smaller of the three, but I think that's what makes it even better. I think it's a more intimate experience than the other two. The Sen Club is basically it's basically an OnlyFans. And the Maverick Club, I was only in it for a month, and I just didn't really, I don't know, there was something about it that just didn't really connect with me. It just seemed like more of Logan Paul's same old content, so I wasn't really interested. But the Bubba Club, by George Janko, quite honestly, I think puts both of them, like, knocks them right out of the water. Right now, the only piece of exclusive content on there is George's stand-up routine. But and by the way, looks great. Honestly, if it's worth the $20 just to see his stand-up routine. But like, you get to message George. Like, George is, I don't know how many people are in there. But judging, I think I was one of the first 10, I'd say, to actually join. I want to own the title of the first Canadian member of the Bubba Club. George, if you can give me that title, that would be great. But yeah, it's a really, really, the format is already there. And you just got to make it your own and make it personal enough for you and your fans. And that's what George has done. And so I think it's actually a really, really good thing that he did this. Especially because he's not your generic YouTuber. He is a lot more. He's, well, one, a stand-up comedian. Two, he is a little bit. He's an actor, musician. And then I feel like YouTube comes after all three of these. Like I think he, as much as he's YouTube first, he's almost swaying towards not being YouTube first. You know what I mean? But it all works out in the end. And you know what? I'm here for the ride. I honestly, with the Sen Club and the Maverick Club, I only subscribe for 1 month each on both of those. I want to keep this membership as much as I can, as long as I can, because I genuinely think this is going to be the most personal experience of the three, at least. Especially since George is actually one of the most underrated creators on the platform, in my opinion. And so him doing this club is going to be intimate with his hardcore fans who are probably going to follow him thick and thin through his career. And I think that's, and the number of them isn't going to be as high as the rest of them. So it's almost, the odds of you getting a better experience are higher, if you know what I mean. But yeah, so honestly, if you're like even like remotely a fan of George, well, check it out. Just look. But if you're a real fan of George, bro, it's $20. Just sauce some $20.